At a railway station in a certain city, there lived a beggar. He survived by asking for alms from passengers traveling through the station. One day, while he was begging, he noticed a tall man dressed in a suit. The beggar thought to himself, "This man looks very rich. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me a good amount." So he approached the tall man and begged for some money. Looking at the beggar, the tall man said, "You are always asking from others. But have you ever given anything to anyone? Do you ever offer something to others?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a poor beggar. I only ask from people. How can I possibly give something to anyone? I don't have that kind of means." The tall man said, "If you can't give anything to anyone, then you have no right to ask either. I am a businessman. I believe in give and take. If you have something to offer me, only then will I give you something in return." Saying this, the tall man got on his train and left. The beggar kept thinking about what the man had said. His words touched the beggar's heart. He thought, "Maybe I don't get much when I beg, because I never give anything back in return. But I'm just a beggar. What could I possibly offer others? How long will I keep asking without giving?" After much thought, the beggar made a decision. From now on, whoever gives him alms, he would give them something in return. But then another question troubled him. What can a beggar like me give? For 2 days, he struggled with this thought, but couldn't find an answer. On the 3rd day, as he sat near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming around the nearby plants. An idea struck him. Why not give flowers in return for alms? He liked this idea. He plucked some flowers and went to the train to beg. Now, whenever someone gave him alms, he would offer them a flower in return. People would happily accept the flowers and keep them. Every day, he picked flowers and exchanged them for alms. Soon, he noticed that more people were giving him money. He started plucking all the flowers from the nearby areas, and as long as he had flowers to give, people were generous. But when he ran out of flowers, the donations stopped. This became his daily routine. One day, while begging, he saw the same tall man sitting in a train, the very man whose words had inspired him to start giving flowers. The beggar rushed to him and said, "Today, I have something to offer you. If you give me alms, I will give you these flowers in return." The tall man smiled, gave him some money, and accepted the flowers. He said, "Wow. Today, you have become a businessman just like me." With that, he got off at his station. Once again, his words sank deep into the beggar's heart. The beggar kept thinking about what the tall man had said and felt immense joy. His eyes sparkled with excitement, and he felt as if he had found the key to success in his own hands. The beggar felt as if he had found the key that could change his life forever. He immediately got off the train, looked up at the sky with great excitement, and shouted, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I, too, can become rich." People around him stared and thought he had gone mad. From that day on, the beggar was never seen at the station again. But 6 months later, at the same station, 2 well-dressed gentlemen in suits were traveling. They noticed each other, and one of them extended his hand and said, "Do you recognize me?" The other man replied, "No, I don't think we've met before. This must be our first meeting." The first man smiled and said, "No, think again. This isn't our first time meeting. It's the 3rd time." Puzzled, the second man said, "I really don't remember. When exactly did we meet before?" Now, the first man grinned and said, "We have met twice before, on this very train. I am that same beggar. During our first meeting, you showed me what I needed to do with my life. And during our second meeting, you reminded me who I truly am." The second man smiled in surprise and said, "Oh, now I remember. You are that beggar to whom I once refused to give alms, and then later I bought some flowers from you. But today, you're dressed in a suit. Where are you going? And what are you up to these days?" The first man replied, "Yes, I am that same beggar. But today, I am a large-scale flower trader, and I'm on my way to another city for business." After pausing for a moment, he continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me an important rule of nature, that we only receive when we give. This rule of give and take really works. I have felt its power. But back then, I always saw myself as a beggar. I never thought beyond that. It was only after our second meeting that you made me realize I had already become a businessman. That day, I finally understood that I was no longer just a beggar. I realized that people weren't giving me alms. They were paying for the flowers I gave them. They were buying my flowers because they couldn't find cheaper ones anywhere else. In the eyes of people, I was a small trader, but in my own eyes, I still thought of myself as a beggar. Your words made me see clearly I was indeed a trader. With the money I earned from selling flowers on the train, I bought more flowers and expanded my business. People here love flowers, and their love for them has turned me into a successful flower trader." Both men, now businessmen, were happy and got off the train at the station together. They continued chatting about their businesses as they walked ahead. Friends, this story teaches us many valuable lessons. The tall businessman in the story deeply understood the rule of give and take. All successful people in the world have used this principle to rise. He shared this simple yet powerful law of nature with the beggar, who applied it in his life. And the transformation was clear to see. The beggar changed his mindset, and his life changed as well. This story tells us that if we change the way we think, we can achieve anything. As long as we consider ourselves small, we will remain small. To become great, we must first think big about ourselves. The essence of the story is this: success lies hidden in your mindset. Awaken your self-respect, expand your thinking, and watch how you reach the pinnacle of success. So, friends, subscribe our channel for more valuable and impactful stories.